All right, what is up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon for some, maybe even good evening. And my name is Mike Olzinski, and welcome to the strength training 50 minutes, 55 minutes or so. I hope you all have been having a great time. It's been a powerful few days, especially last night, extremely powerful stuff. I hope you're all enjoying it and taking some notes and thinking about your big, hairy goals. It's very important. It's been great. Some of you got a little bit of a sweat in this morning. Well, if you didn't feel satisfied enough, we're going to go in on a little more sweating now. All right. So what we're going to do today is talk a little concept first. So I'm going to spend about 15 minutes. We're back live. Sorry about that little audio thing. It's tough when you got these tight little shorts on and we're trying to figure out the correct way to use audio. But we're going to go in and talk about strength training, the components, and designing a little bit of a program. The main idea here is I want you all to feel enriched and empowered when going through strength training. We know this is a key component in your daily lives and your daily routine. And I think that there's two things that matter in order to be successful. One is you got to do it, but more importantly is you got to understand it. All right. So we're going to go through and get educated. All right. Let's get cracking. Boom. Slide coming right up. Here we go. So first thing, let's talk about why. Why bother strength training? I'll give you some examples and ideas on why that might happen.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. See, you know this is live because this is what we deal with, and that's okay. It's just like a race. You never know what's going to happen. You got to be prepared for all things. Strength training helps us do that, right? So why bother? Why do we bother integrating in strength? Why do we hit the gym? Why do we do this stuff? Here's two reasons why I seem to find as common, and I'll talk first about the one that you see at the bottom, for love of the sport. I believe a lot of people get into strength training because they've heard it's good in performing at the things they really want to do. They've heard that it prevents injuries for running. They heard it helps boost your FTP on the bike. A lot of people engage because they love the sport and they want to continue with the sport. All right. If we look at it, it is truly a performance enhancer, and it can be a legal performance enhancer, right? If used properly. It doesn't only have to be injury prevention. I don't want people to just think that strength is to prevent injury. Strength was designed originally to enhance performance, okay? Key component there. But if you look up at the second one, this is where I like to come from. And I've spent a lot of time, I did a exercise physiology graduate degree, majoring a lot in kinesiology and biomechanics in the strength side. So where I come at strength training is more for the second one, for love of the body. All right. When we truly see and understand the feeling that we get from keeping consistent and progressing through a strength program, it really comes down to your overall health, your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, your joints. If those things are going well, then the first one is going to follow suit real easily. If your body feels great, if your posture feels great, you're going to do just fine in your sport, and you're probably going to get better at your sport. All right? Moving on. Moving the slide. Here we go. All right, what to look for? We're going to start with a little big picture, okay? This is what to look for in a program, in the macro, in the big picture, okay? I've been designing programs for Purple Patch for many, many years. And every time we go through and create iterations or we create a cycle for a year, these are the things that we're thinking about. So I got 5 points here. Let's walk through them. Number one, goals. Strength training has to be aligned with your goals. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? But you'd be surprised how often people are doing strength that actually are going the opposite direction from their goals. So is an endurance athlete using strength that complements endurance training? Is a power athlete using strength training that complements power? All right, that's very important. And even if you're outside of athletics, obviously your strength training can be addressing a goal set. Is it a weight loss goal? Is it a posture goal? Sometimes it comes from a little bit of a rehabilitation. You've had pains that you need to fix and get past, right? So does your strength program complement your goals? That's what the professionals are there for, to help guide you and help you understand that these exercises are going to help you in your pursuits. All right, number 2 is challenge. Does it provide the right amount of challenge? And that's really important, because too hard, well, we obviously don't want to lift too much to what our body is prepared to handle, but also at the same time, we don't want to lift too low and not apply a stimulus that we will get stronger. So we need to make sure we're getting the right amount of challenge. There's a quick concept I'll mention called supercompensation. And the word kind of describes what happens when you have the right amount of challenge. When you strength train, or when you do any form of exercise, really, what you're trying to do is induce a stimulus that triggers your body, it targets it, it depletes it slightly. This happens on runs, this happens when you squat. It depletes, it damages your muscles or your system. But since the body is so amazing, what happens is, on the other side of that, it rebuilds. And it rebuilds just a little bit stronger than where it was before. That's why it's called super compensation. It lays down a little more tissue so that over time, that stress will not affect you. So the challenge is very important. Not too much, that gets you hurt, and not too little, that's not getting the intended results, okay? Next, complex movements, complexity. Does it involve some big form complex movements? Now, this definitely gets more important in athletics, because we need to do a lot of different things, from ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders. Everything needs to be coordinated. So a strength problem should, or strength, sorry, not a strength problem, a strength program should involve a lot of really good complex movements that also challenge us to stabilize while mobilizing, okay? Got to make sure that's there in the program. Next, progressive. Is it progressive? Can you understand ways to make the exercise a little bit harder? And in the same bucket, is it regressive? Can you make an exercise a little bit easier for a day if your body's telling you that's what you need? Very important. Can an exercise be regressed, and can it be progressed? And do you understand how to do it? That's what we're here for again. Lastly, fun. It needs to be fun. If you enjoy it, you're more likely to stick with it. You're more likely to do it. That's just really clear. So when we design strength, we do consider, is this fun? All right. Next. Moving slides. All right, now we'll dig into the workout a little bit more. These are 5 things that we look at when trying to build specific workouts. First, does it hit 3 planes of motion? All right, in this galaxy, as a human being, we're allowed to move in 3 ways. Now, this is the jargon at all the biomechanists of the world are like, oh, cool. But I'll give you the quick nerdy on what planes we can move in. You'll see all these planes in our strength workout today, and I'll describe when they're there. So we got the frontal plane, which is pretty much sideways. I always think of the Vitruvian Man from Leonardo da Vinci's sketchbook there. We got the sagittal plane, which is kind of like our daily motion plane. It's forward, backwards, it's flexion, extension. And then the underrepresented plane of all motion, in my opinion, is the transverse. Rotation, moving around a point. Very important. So when we have workouts, maybe not all in one day, depending on how much time you have, but definitely always in 1 week. We want all those planes. Move differently. Number 2, we have daily lives that go through a lot of pattern, okay? So we need to move differently than the patterns that we go through all the time. So real common things are pulling. We spend a lot of time forwards and hunched over and bent over. So something that we can do a lot more is pull. We usually weight pulling a little heavier. That also ties into the posterior chain, getting your glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, the back, the lats. More important, those are your bigger muscles. Those are your more metabolic muscles. We want to keep those really strong. Okay? Choose variety. Number 3. Variety comes in a lot of different ways, but basically, if you have an exercise, and we'll go through this in the movement today as well, make sure you're not always standing in the exact same place. Don't be afraid to change up your stance a little bit. All right? And even with upper body movements, don't be afraid to change the grip, neutral, open, closed, alternated, things like that, okay? Number 4, complex to simple. I generally like to get a really big warm-up in. We'll talk about that. But when you start a strength set, take the bigger, more involved exercises first, the ones that require a little more focus, a little more energy. Nail those, and then you can work on some of the more simple single joint motions if you need to do those, like a curl or a calf raise, right? Lastly here is mobility and stability. As I was driving over, I'm like, boy, it's just like Batman and Superman, right? 2 very important things. And if they are fighting, you're going to have some epic battles. If you're always at odds, one is trying to win and the other is losing, there's going to be some epic battles. But when they work together, mobility and stability, you will be absolutely all-powerful. Very important. This can have room for individualization within a human being. Some people are mobile, need a little more stability. Some people are very stable and need more mobility in their life, okay? I'm probably the latter. I'm pretty stable, could use a little more work on mobility, okay? Moving forwards. Real quick, this is a little fun one. Do's and don'ts, made easy. Let's start with the don't and fix it with the do. I've spent a lot of time working in gyms. I've managed gyms. I had to start with don't focus on upper body. If you're an athlete, especially, if you want to be an athlete, especially, do not sit there and focus on the pec decks, right? I need to be really convinced. If you want to do an upper body focused program, and there needs to be some really good reason for that. I'm not saying it's not out there, but we move through the planet and through our sports on the ground using our feet. And in coordination with that, like I said before, the bigger, more metabolic muscles, your quads, your glutes, they are in your lower body. And if those muscles are more metabolic and more active, it will have positive impacts on your body composition and everything on there, from energy, all that stuff, okay? Number 2, don't skip the warm-up. When I leave this earth, I will be very happy if I'm looked at as the warm-up guy. I think warm-ups are absolutely critical. I think it's your time to shape your technique and the way that you move, the way that you're going through the session, the swim, the run, the bike, whatever it might be. It is your chance to improve your economy. So do not skip the warm-ups. In fact, I spend probably too much time at warm-ups mostly. Moving down, don't just add weight. Think about the ways that you can progress other than just adding weight. That's one of like 50 ways that you can progress in exercise. And it's not even all that exciting, to be honest. Think about challenging your balance, which we'll do today. Challenge your coordination. Challenge your power. Power is interesting. In physics, it's work divided by time. So if you do the same exercise, same weights, and you just learn to do it a little bit quicker, your power goes up, okay? Don't see it as separate. This is part of the same program. This is not a willy-nilly thing that can just be chucked in and chucked out ad nauseum, right? This is part of your week, and treat it as such. It is not something you toss on when you're hurt, all right? It is preventative, it is enhancement, and it is part of the program, okay? Don't get bored. Kind of the fun thing. Find ways to challenge yourself And like Matt's comment in the beginning, you are stronger than you think you are. I truly believe that. I've seen it happen time and time again. You are stronger than you think you are. Humans are designed to lift heavy things. Don't be afraid of it. If you need professional help, that's why we have coaches and trainers out there, of course. I think that is a wonderful way to spend some time, but don't get bored. Find ways to challenge yourself. Do have fun with it. And speaking of fun, ba-boom. Here's our workout, all right? Just a minute, about a minute too long on my presentation there, so we'll be all right, though. This is the workout that we're going to get in and start doing right now. As you can see, warm up, like I was talking about before. The warm-up guy, it's almost as long as the main set. It's extremely important. We'll go through it. We're going to do a little bit of warm-up on this mat, and then we got 3 sets of 2 exercises. So with set 1, we'll do squat and plank with shoulder taps. We'll alternate it 3 times. In set 2, we got crossover split squats and squat with thoracic rotation. We'll go through that 2 times each. Set 3, we'll do lateral movement in the frontal plane, lunging and oblique pressing. And then we'll finish with some fun balance work when you might be a bit fatigued. That's a great time to hit balance, okay? So we'll finish with some fun airplanes and single leg deadlifts. And if anybody knows me, we do this like 3-4 times a week. So it's worthwhile trying to nail it. Okay, here we go. Standing mobility to begin. I'm lining up on my mat, and we're going to start with a little marching glute stretch. So balancing, I'm going to grab below my knee, and I'm going to grab kind of at the bottom of my shin, above my ankle. I'm going to rotate my heel in towards the center of my body, lifting and trying to stretch my hips a little bit. I'll do it from the front as well, so you can see. Let's just get a couple pulls here. Really nice one if you've been sitting for a little bit, or also post bike, right? Nice way to get a little rotation through the glutes. So we'll go about 10 to 15 of these movements per. All right. And I'll switch sides. I'm showing you some of these standing mobility exercises too. I think this is a great way to start a key session that you might have, a run, a bike. Nice thing to do. Okay. From here, we might even just do some quick marching high knee pulls. You can go quick and alternate through these. Start to let the blood move a little bit. Keep the chest forwards, all right? You should be feeling the ball of your foot and the big toe more than the heel, right? You don't want to be kind of pulling and falling backwards. That means you're feeling the heel. I want you feeling the ball of your foot. And then standing toe touch. What you can do is just put your left foot out, bring that toe towards your body, and with the opposite hand, just go ahead, push the hips back, and tap that toe a few times. Like I said in the Friday thing, I like to just kind of randomly move my arms around. But like I said, variety. You know, give a little posterior shoulder swing, not a problem there. I've always enjoyed, let's switch feet. I always enjoy seeing the people in the gym who are doing something just weird, because I respect that. And I've often been the person that's just doing something strange. But our bodies don't have to move on a track, right? We can move around and have variety through the joints, keep us healthy. Let's hop down into a plank position, okay? Let's go 10 times alternating knee taps, which means just from this nice high plank, butt squeeze, rib cage tucked, we're going to march and tap our elbows with our knees. Let's go 10. There's 2, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5, 6, 7. Get a little more tempo towards the end. And there's 10. All right, relax, bring the knees down. Okay, again, this is what I was talking about, mobility, stability, Superman, Batman. We are stabilizing at our core. We are mobilizing our hips. Does that sound like anything? Running. All right, stabilize the core, mobilize the hips. Let's do that one more time. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. All right, good, good, good. My favorite exercise of all, the hollow hold. Now, this is literally trying to hollow out your midsection, which some of us could do after COVID. All right, what we're going to start with is knees up at 90, hands are at the side of your hip, thumbs pointing up. All right, then kick your toes towards the ceiling, and then just lower those feet to 6 inches from the ground and reach your hands overhead. Notice my lower back is flushed, chin is tucked, quads are firing, hands are reaching. We're going to hold for 10. And then we're going to relax and rest. 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. All right. And we'll start each time from this nice position. Now, not everybody can get all the way into this hollow hold position right away. So if you need to stop at position 1, which is here, or position 2, which is here, that's where you stop until you can get to the full hollow hold. Very important exercise. Gets you fired up on the anterior. Now let's go one more time. Knees at 90. Toes to the ceiling. Hit the quads there. And then reach. We're trying to get the toes out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pop on back up. Hopefully you feel that. Shoulder mobility real quick. We're going to do those arm circles like we did on Friday. This will start to get the heart rate moving a bit. And 5, thumbs up, going backwards. And then let's switch, thumbs pointed down. Give me arm circles, almost like a butterfly stroke. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the last one is called a streamline. So try to pinch the back of your head with your biceps. For your swimmers, that's great. You should recognize this movement, but just an important one as humans to just stretch out the lats. All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3. Stay nice and tall. You're trying to reach the ceiling a little bit. And that's 15 there. We'll go one more time through that. So start with thumbs pointed up. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reverse. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then streamlines. Get as tall as you can. Try to get those biceps to the back of your head. All right. As me and Matt have seen many, many times in the pool, we tell someone to push off the wall and streamline, and this happens. Right? So make sure we're getting that full range of motion. Stretch out the shoulders. And 3, 2, and 1. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. Feeling warmer? Hopefully, I feel warmer. Main set. Set 1, body weight squat, plank with shoulder taps. I have to say this. If you don't squat somehow every single week, you're missing something. If you can't squat, that's understandable, and you got to find what is wrong, dig into that, go down that rabbit hole so that you can squat. Let's just go through and do the most basic body weight squat 10 times. I can do another seminar for an entire weekend on why you should squat every single week, but I don't know if we have enough time for that. All right? Just trust me on that one. Here we go. 5 more. Nice and slow with control down. There's 4 and 3 and 2. I use my hands in the front just to kind of counterbalance. That makes sure I push my butt back first, okay? And let's go plank with shoulder taps. So in your plank position, find that stability. and tap your left hand to your right shoulder, and then right hand to left. And that's 1 rep. And we're going to do 10 times. Here's 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. All right? Set 2. I'm sorry, set 1, round 2. Set 1, still round 2. 10 squats. Nice control. One thing that we've been working a lot on this year with my partner in crime, who's over in Spain right now, but Kai and I have worked a lot on our strength program this year. And one thing we've been introducing is tempo within your squats. All right, that's 6. Here's 7. So going down slow and coming up is another way to add challenge or variety. All right, here's 8. I'll go down 1, 2, and up quick, and 10, down 1, 2, and up quick. So maybe that was a 2 count down, 1 count up. What if you did 4 count down? What if you did 3 count down? What if you do 1 count down and up? You're changing a lot. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Stay on those toes. Stay on those toes. Keep that butt squeezed. 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay? Last time through this set here. Now, one thing I mentioned in adding variety is power. Very fun, catchy word there. So if I do nothing else, if I just use my body weight in a squat, and I start with 2 counts down and 1 up, 2 counts down and 1 up, and then I go to a little quicker, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, I have added power. I have added power. And what's the next level of power? Here's a little quiz for you at home. The next level of power would be doing it down and then popping up off the ground, because that means I'm moving up so quickly that my feet have to leave. This is what we call a plyometric. Makes sense. Plyometric meaning power, movement meaning metric, or metric meaning movement. All right, so once you've mastered the ability to do good body weight work, who's to say you need to add weight? You can add power. You add power by leaving the ground. Let's go 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1, and 1. Very good. Don't judge my counting. It's probably not that great today, okay? Moving on, set 2, crossover split squat, and then a squat with thoracic rotation. So really good. This is showing love to my most underrepresented plane in motion, which is the transverse plane. So when we line up for a crossover split squat, what we're doing is essentially dropping 1 foot straight back and then moving it medially. We're moving it towards the middle of our body, so it actually gets on the outside of my front foot. All right, so that means my hips are slightly rotated, a little extra stretch in that front glute. Wonderful position to be in. It's also very important for one thing that we hate as endurance or as strength coaches with runners and cyclists, is we hate this useless, stupid lateral or medial distortion in the knee. We hate the knee moving out or in. So what we need to do is create stability through the femur while it moves forward and back. Interesting. Think about that again. We need it to be mobile. We need the femur, this big old bone here, to be moving forward and back, mobility, but we need it to be stable. We don't want it moving in and out. Mobility plus stability. Fantastic concept there. If you're not training that, not only is that risky for injury, but you're losing power, you're losing speed. So why does strength exist? Injury prevention? Yeah, maybe. Power and speed enhancement? Definitely. All right, let's go both sides here. 10 repeats. So again, line up, drop the left foot back, keep the right foot forward, move it a little bit behind, and then we're just dropping that back knee towards the ground. Keep a nice high posture. Let the arms move a little bit. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? Squat with thoracic rotation. This is your thoracic region here. So we're going to sit in our squat. Elbows go inside the knees slightly just to open up the inner thigh, inner hips. And we're going to place our hands on the ground. And then 10 times each way, I'm going to try to reach that hand up to the ceiling. Okay? Look towards your fingertips. Let your spine in the thoracic region rotate a bit. All right? Here's 4. Here's 5. You can see I'm actually less mobile on my right side. I need to work a little more and go into the rabbit hole on my right side. 8, 9, 10, and 10. Okay, back up. Crossover split squat. So, left foot forward, right foot drops back, moves in, load up those hips, stay straight, 10 times down. This is called a split squat. I am not moving my front foot or back foot. What happens if I do? Very interesting. What happens if I do move my front foot or my back foot? What if I go like this, here, and go into that same pattern, and then up? I'm translating. I'm working on 1 foot, and then 2 feet. Variety, I just turned a split squat into a lunge. That is a progression, okay? Let's go other side. If you want to try that with me. Give me 10, 5 in a split squat position, and then let's go 5 in a lunge position. So here now, forward, lunge, and lunge, and lunge. Here's 4. Boy, look at that. We just made a real life progression in that exercise. Split squat is a little more stable. Lunge, a little more mobile. Who are you? Do you need more stability? Do you need more mobility? Okay? Let's go this squat with thoracic rotation, reaching that hand up to the ceiling. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, mobility should not be easy. Mobility doesn't have to be relaxing and rolling around. It can be a little bit taxing sometimes. 1 more this way, 1 more this way. Okay, good. We got through 2 rounds of that. Let's move into our last set here, okay? Lateral lunge to balance and oblique press with hip flexion. I'll show you that one when we get there. Lateral lunge to balance first. This is our frontal plane. And this is moving side to side, okay? Again, same thing. We are creatures of the sagittal plane, of moving forwards and backwards, of flexing and extending. So very important in your strength program that you have some lateral movement. You're working slightly different muscles. You're stabilizing slightly different muscles. Very important stuff. So our lateral lunge, we'll start with a nice big open stance. You notice we've done 3 sets today. Haven't used the same stance more than once. Variety. We're going to lunge or squat down to one side, and then we're going to push up to balance. And this is where you're going to see me struggle a little bit. So lunge, Let's just go 5 per side here because this is a little bit more of a taxing movement. Here's 3. And get that nice strong balance. Plant that foot in the ground. Push that foot down. Here's 4. You should be holding for 1 or 2 seconds. And here's 5. Push off and find that balance. Tremendous. Let's go again. Let's go the other way here. Squatting towards my right. Counterbalancing with my hands. Pushing. Balancing. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Whoop. Find that balance. Sometimes you got to straighten yourself out a little bit. 4. And last one this way. Keep that knee straight on the down leg. I noticed mine softened up one of those reps. Okay. And then our oblique press with hip flexion, little core exercise. So what you're going to do is kind of steal that hollow hold position that we did earlier. All right. So feet are going to be out. We're going to bring your left knee up and press on it with your right hand. I want you physically pressing and trying to move your knee away from your body. The other leg, the right leg, will be nice and straight, okay? The left hand will be reaching. So we're almost in our hollow position here, right? But we're just bringing that hip flexion in, applying a little pressure, reaching with the left hand, and I just want 10 marches in your right knee. You're trying to stabilize and mobilize. Geez, is there a theme here? Stability and mobility. The most basic biomotor functions. And this is how we build a great strength program, okay? Go back to hollow, and let's go the other side. Right knee up, left hand presses, right hand reaches, and let's get 10 marches. There's 9, 8. No one ever said I was good at counting. 6, 5, 4, 3. Press, press, press. Keep pressing on that knee. And 1. Woo. All right, bring it back up. Let's go again. 5 lateral lunge to balance. Hopefully your balance is feeling a little warmed up. You can get a little better balance through this one. Here's 1. Oops, I'm going the wrong way here. Squat to the right. Push up, balance to the left. Squat right. There's 3. Balance on the left. Here's 4. And balance. And don't fake that balance. Don't do one of these. That's not balance. Don't fake the balance. Stick it. All right, here we go. Let's go other side. Squatting to the left. And up. Balance on the right. Here we go. Stick that balance. Here's 2. Whoop. Here's 3. Oh, there it is. Lost it a little bit. But just like Leslie liked what I said on Friday, if you're losing your balance, you're training it. Don't be afraid to lose your balance. Because that means you are challenging yourself. And we like that around here. Okay, cool. Oblique press. Let's go again. Hollow hold. Left knee flexes. Right hand pressing. Left arm reaching. And give me 10 marches. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And see if you can do it without falling down. Right knee flexes. Keep yourself up here. Don't let the feet touch the ground. Here's 3. Press. 4, 5, 6. Keep it up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. You'll feel that one. You should feel that. Okay. Shake out a little bit here. We got 10 minutes left. We got 10 minutes left, and that's just enough time to really bring you off balance, okay? I want to highlight this set because not only do we use this in a strength routine, but this is a wonderful thing to put in pre or post workout if you're doing some lower body work cardiovascularly, right? Running, biking, hiking, wonderful things to do to create stability and balance in your hips. Really important. This is airplanes to a body weight single leg deadlift. All right. So what that means is we're going to stay on one foot all the way through and then switch feet. So let's start. I'm going to start with my left. The airplane is such. We're going to kick out and extend that right leg, and we're going to make a little airplane out of our body. Okay? To do a repeat, we got to bring our right hand down, and we got to bring our left hand down. Okay? I'll show you from this angle as well. Because what you can see, what I'm not doing is I'm not just hunching over and going like this, right? The thing that's important is start by extending that opposite leg. It should be fully extended as much as you can. And then we're going to go down with the right, down with the left. Let's go through 5 here. 2, 2, whoop, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Now don't let that right foot touch. Bring it back up again. I want that right foot in a high knee position. And now we're going to try and tap the ground with our right hand 6 times. Still haven't let that right foot touch. This is our body weight single leg deadlift. We're going to just tap that ground and bring it up. There's 1, tap that ground and bring it up. If you're not feeling any burning in your left glute and hamstring and quad, then give me a call and let me know, because that will be impressive. Or you're doing it wrong. All right, here we go. 1 more. Whew. Oh, that is strength right there. Shake out that left leg a bit. Okay, let's go to the right. Now, what's happening in this leg? Why is it, I'm not lifting anything, but why did it get all shaky and burny? Well, every muscle fiber that is wrapped around my nerves can either work or they cannot work. We got a big bundle of muscle fibers. One nerve impulse triggers this bundle of muscle fibers. Doesn't mean that all the muscle fibers in that bundle have to fire. Doesn't mean that. Maybe only 10% fire. But if we can get 90% to fire in that bundle innervated by a nerve, guess what happens? You're using more of your active muscle tissue to create motion. And that is economy, all right? If you can have good economy, fibers all work. And doing balance is just constant triggering of that nerve into that muscle fiber bundle. And guess what? You get a little more function out of that. Let's go. Right leg. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Now bring it up. Don't touch the ground now. Okay, whoop. Yep, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. This is good. 6 taps, left hand to the ground. 1. All those little muscle fibers are firing like crazy just to keep me in balance. Can you tell which leg I'm a little less stable on? It's my right. 4. Here's 5. And here's 6. Bang. Good. Shake that leg out. You see I wobble a lot more on the right leg. Okay? Let's go through that one more time here. Right back into our left. This is something you can toss in 2-3 times a week. And also, I hear a lot of people with hamstring issues, glute issues, or underactive glutes, overactive hamstrings. It's dangerous. We don't like that. This is a great exercise. We're going airplanes first, my bad. 5, This is a good exercise to ensure your glutes are doing their job and your hamstrings are the supporting character. Okay? Here's 2 and 1. And then bring up to high knee. Here we go. We're also a little bit fatigued muscularly through this today, so that adds a bit of challenge. That adds a layer. Here's 3. Whoop. There's 4. Load that hip. Last one. 6. Okay. Last time, right foot. Here we go. Come with me here. Airplanes. 1, 2, 3. Here's 4 and 5. And then bring it right up. Left hand taps. 1. Again, feel that big toe. Feel the pad of your foot. There's 2. Here's 3. Boy, you can see I'm really starting to wobble. I'm losing it. Here's 4. Here's 5. And 6. Well done. Well done. I'm calling that. A lot of times you finish a strength workout with core, right? That's your core. Your hips are part of your core. Your shoulders, the rib cage is part of your core. Your core is not just isolated by itself, right? Try to move through your core. And we like to finish with a lot of balance and kind of full body motions, but think about your core, okay? So that's it. Good job today. If you copy this workout, you will see lots of opportunity to progress in there. Some really good basics, but also some kind of fun and open variety type of exercises. That's it. I hope you can learn something from that about strength. I'm going to go 1 slide forward here. If you want more, this whole presentation has been something that I work on personally with our team at Purple Patch around the squad programming. And so I have to truly say this because I believe it. I'm extremely proud of the strength program that we have built for squad because it integrates every single goal, not only on the macro, on the big picture, on the year plan, but on the weekly level, and it progresses through a year. So if you don't have a good structure or backbone to your strength training, I highly encourage you just give the squad a try. You don't even really need to go through the swims, bikes, and runs to learn from it. I've had people talk to me recently about starting strength, and I say, well, you got 4 sessions a week. You got 2 bigger full strength workouts, and you got core and you got mobility work. So if you have 4 sessions and then your swim, bike, or run can be a little extra cardio work. So I'm truly proud of it. Shout out to Kai, who has really been integral in helping me build that this year. So I hope to hear from you all. I hope you took something from today. If nothing else, maybe a few beads of sweat like me. All right. So this is Mike O signing off. Jesse Thomas is up next.